The Plank, presented by Ram, continues on ABC Action News Now.
And welcome back into The Plank, presented by Ram. It's that time of the show where we go to our Ace social stream, and this is how fans and people around the Bay Area reacted to some of the NFL games, and specifically the Bucs-Rams game on Thursday night. And what the NFL debuted their color rush uniforms for the Bucs-Rams game. Bucs, of course, embarrassed again nationally on a televised game. Some fans joked with NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell that the Bucs should be banned from Thursday night games. Of course, with this internet meme. You gotta laugh a little bit about that.
How about Mondays?
How about Monday night
How
games?
about Sunday nights?
Or Saturday night?
How about any nationally televised? Because these guys are old forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been terrible.
And now about those color rush uniforms, Tom, you were not a fan. Bucs in all red, Rams in all yellow.
Those two uniforms sucked. I mean, I just going to play it right out. It was a pajama party. I thought it was a onesie. My wife, Gil, looked at it and she goes, "Are they wearing onesies?"
When I was anchoring Thursday night for you when you were off, I was watching the game and I kept craving hot dogs because ketchup and mustard.
Well, I tell you what, they both played like weenies, so that's perfect.
There you go.
God, if they ever put that, how could any seriously? A Buccaneer actually like that uniform? They actually, with a straight face, said they liked that?
They liked them.
Who the hell wears yellow, number one, in the National Football?
All yellow like that. I don't think it's ever been done before.
Come on.
We got to go to our uniform.
Come on.
Guru. He's off.
Come on, man.
Now, one guy who I'm pretty sure loves those new.
Well, he might like hot dogs, but I don't think he likes.
Well, I know he likes hot dogs, and that's Jim from Newport Richie on the line. And first off, before we get your take on the Rams game, and then coming up here on the Bears game, you loved those Bucs uniforms, didn't you?
Oh, let me tell you guys. I mean, I love watching a bunch of Power Rangers out there.
Power Rangers. Now that is a good one.
Nice.
I mean, it was bad. That's what my grandson said. Hey, Pop, they look like Power Rangers. And you know what? They played like them. The Bucs. Power Rangers probably would have played better. What is it? These boys have no sense of urgency and realize this is do or die. And guess what? It was die. I just hope now they have some pride and finish out the season and maybe come up to Carolina and just kind of do a kick-ass, whip and take no prisoners game.
So. Yeah.
Just for an outgoing thing.
Yeah, and you got to look at it this way too. This team is overachieved. I think that's the one thing people aren't realizing. They've overachieved. They tripled their win total this year. You asked a rookie quarterback to come in here, guide your team into playoff contention, making the last month of the season, December, relevant. You and I were not predicting that in training camp and when they drafted him back in the spring. So, and I think sometimes, I know we haven't been in the playoffs since 2007.
Yeah.
But you get just a little taste of what relevant games feel like, and you want more of it, and you get a little, you want it that bad, and then it gets taken away from you. It's like a little kid in a candy store, and then you don't give them the candy.
I don't think any of us expected them to be in the playoffs this year, but what made them relevant was not necessarily the way they played, it's the iniquities of most of the league. Yeah. You've got a lot of mediocrity out there. You've got a conference that up until I think maybe yesterday,
NFC East,
right? Mm-hmm. Are they still below 500?
I'm pretty sure they are. I'll double check.
So I mean, how can you sit here? I know it was all because of the fact that a lot of teams had poor starts. They kept the Buccaneers in the picture, and unfortunately the Buccaneers, because of number one, talent, and number two, injuries, which certainly precludes anything when it comes down to depth on this football team of even having an opportunity here in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, NFC East, the Redskins would be the fourth seed with that division, and they're 7-7. So, they could potentially, depending on how the Giants and Eagles play at the final stretch, they could go into the postseason with a sub-500 record. Now,
Jim, are you still there? Oh, we don't have him. I was going to ask Jim what he's going to be looking for from this team in the last couple of weeks.
I can tell you what he was looking for because he's talked about it earlier in the season, all on the plank, the cornerback play. The Buccaneers have had some of the worst cornerback play of any team in the NFL this year. They've moved guys in and around different positions. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. You've moved guys from the practice squad. You've moved some of your Pro Bowl players off into different positions. Ultron Burner, not to name any names, but
Jonathan Banks.
So now, what are you going to do? That's going to be a position that Buccaneers will address going into the draft, I would assume. Possibly, maybe free agency again.
Yeah.
But now in the last 2 games of this season, that's going to be under the microscope again, and Lovie Smith talked about that this morning.
Well, it has been uneven based on, we feel like, the play that we've gotten. And that door in every position, it's just not one position. We don't have what I think we need at every position right now. And to me, it's each week. You look at what happened that week, even that play, that series, and if you don't like what you're getting, you look at another option. That'll continue.
One of the most difficult things I think Lovie has now is when he tries to dissect that defensive line and to see what's there and what's not. He has not had his complement of players to be able to evaluate with.
No.
There's always been somebody that's been injured on that front line.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult. Jack Smith. Had he been healthy?
No.
Where would he be in the sack totals?
Well, it's funny because when you look every week, they put out their injury reports, and you look at it, and we print it off every day, and you look, and you're like, oh my gosh, there's like 10, 12 guys on there, and you normally this time of year you expect that because it's so late in the year, but half those guys are under defense, specifically under defensive line. Mm-hmm. It's hard to win ball games for any team. So when you look at the Bucs' record, you look at their struggles. Yes, you can blame some of their silly penalties, and you can blame some of the drop passes and just the lack of execution. But a lot of the time, that comes with guys aren't always playing there, starting on a consistent basis. So you got to take some of the positive this season, and you got to just go with it and with what they've done as a whole.
Well, I think the positives that they have. A is Jameis Winston.
Obviously.
Is a positive.
Doug Martin.
My jury's out on Doug, and I'm going to tell you why. This is a contract year. I want to see him do it next year. I'm a doubting Thomas on this one. Okay, I'm just a doubting Thomas on it. All right, he set the bar. He set the precedent now. All right.
Right.
And if I'm the Buccaneers, how much do you give him, and for how many years? And that's
there's a potential, Tom, that you may not see him back here, though.
It's I don't know whether that, but I will tell you they could be. It's
that's
quite
a possibility.
possible.
They decline the option.
They need another. They need a deep threat wide receiver. Okay,
that's for sure.
They need a Dante Dye that doesn't decide to just drop the football on the 1 yard line. What a moron! I mean, come on. Seriously. When I saw that, I went, you know what, son? You're very, very lucky that Lovie is a really calm individual. Because had that been me or Gruden or somebody else, I would think you would not be playing against the Bears. You would not be playing against the Carolina Panthers.
But who would you put in there? You don't have anybody.
Who the hell cares?
Who else would you put in there?
Somebody that doesn't make you look like an idiot.
I get that. But this late in the year, you have literally nobody. Lewis Murphy's out for the year with an ACL injury. Vincent Jackson with a knee injury. Probably won't play the final 2 games of the year.
Come on, man. Did you say, he didn't even know he didn't get touched?
I'm not disagreeing with you. What he did was stupid.
I can see it. And how far are we? 700 miles away from St. Louis.
Of course. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm disagreeing that if you bench him, you have nobody else.
I don't care.
Maybe,
come on.
Maybe they should sign one of like you or me.
Oh, God, yeah. You can tie my 40 with a sand dial. All right, you can connect with us by tweeting us at John_Sable and at T-Corner WFTS. Or call us at 813-878-2888. The plan continues. Matt McGuire in his fantasy segment coming up.